Hello everyone, in today's video we're gonna talk about Game Manager and we're gonna show you its main features. Using Game Manager we can customize table selection in more detail. And most importantly, you will be able to create and switch between different presets using hotkeys you assign yourself. To start using Game Manager, you should enable this feature right here. Then you have a couple of buttons down here where you can create a new profile, you can copy a profile, you can edit a profile's name, or you can delete a profile. Then here you can assign a hotkey to switch between different profiles. And here you set the maximum amount of tables in the grid. And finally here in tables configuration, you can set the stakes for your tables. But we will come back to it a little bit later, and for now let's talk about table configurations. In the top right, we choose the room we set preferences for, then we choose maximum and minimum amount of players for 6 max and 9 max tables. And please notice that we set the number of players for each room separately. Then we select color text for target players. And don't forget to include unknown players, because if you tag your opponents well, about half of unknown opponents are recreationals. And the main feature of rule settings is that you can set the number of certain players you want to see at the table before you want to join it. I'll give you an example. If we set 3 for yellow players and for red players, then you will be seated at the table only if there are 3 yellow players or 3 red players, or 2 yellow, 1 red, or 1 yellow, 2 red. If more, then you will also be seated. If less, then this table will be skipped. It has to be at least a certain amount of players that you choose here. To provide maximum efficiency, our service allows you to scale fishy players based on their VPIP. For example, you use a red color for fishy players with 60 plus VPIP, and you're ready to play even if you have one of those at the table. Then you set 1 here. Then you use green for players with 40 to 60 VPIP, and you're ready to play if there are at least 2 of those at the table. Then you put 2 down here. And yellow, let's say, is for fishy players with 40 and less VPIP. We are ready to play only if we have 3 of those at the table. So we put here 3. This way, using rules, we can customize our table selection process, making it even more efficient. And down here you can set seating order in relation to recreational player for different rooms. I think it's pretty straightforward and there's nothing to talk about here. If you use the default settings for this one, then this is how the seating will be conducted. Now let's go through main problems users want to solve when they set stakes in Game Manager. You can adjust table selection accordingly when trying new stakes, or you can distribute tables evenly between different stakes. Let's go through a couple of examples. You can use different settings when trying new stakes. First option, if we play 50NL, we select all the 50NL tables and we select all the texts for our target players. Then we add 100NL as well, but we only select the weakest players, the 60 plus VPIP guys. This way we can lower variance for us. Now the second option. We can select all the tables for 50NL, our main stake. And then for our new stake, we only select a second and third tables, for example. So we can play a little bit on the first table on our stakes, like for a little warm-up, and then we can add new tables of the new stakes. Now, if you want to distribute tables evenly across different stakes. The thing is that by default, if we select 2 stakes with the same amount of tables, it will be distributed 25 to 75, with 75% of tables of lower stake. So to even this out, we select 4 tables for both stakes and last 2 tables for the highest stake. This way we will get about 50-50 of 50NL and 100NL tables. And make sure that you choose the same text everywhere. And if you also play 9 max tables, don't forget to set numbers in 9 max column. If you have any questions, if you need help with customizing Game Manager, please contact our support team. We work every day from 10 AM to 7 PM Moscow time. Our contacts you can find down in the video description. Thank you and good luck at the tables.